the pizza? Is the pizza you and me?
The Krusty Krab.
Pizza.
I forget the rest.
Is the pizza for you and me?
It's the same one where they learn how to drive the rock.
Yes, they do. It's not a boulder. It's a rock. This is our Pieology pizza, you guys. We're about to grub out. But we want to show you. Okay, now can I talk?
Yes, now you can talk.
Okay. I don't know why this part really, like, I think just because I don't know Star Wars that well, so the fact that I was reminded of something from the movies, I got all excited. But when they were, like, trying to leave in the very beginning, and they were, like, in the Stormtrooper's outfit, it reminded me of, I think it's the third film, and, like, Han and Chewie, aren't they trying to, don't they help Leia escape that way, or somebody escape that way, and they kind of, like...
There's a couple scenes where they're trying to get into the Millennium Falcon.
I just remember a kind of scene where, like, Stormtroopers looked their way, or, like, they were trying to get on the same elevator, and they were like, no, we're, you know, we got a hostage here, like, you can't get on this elevator.
Yeah.
It reminded me of, like...
There are a lot of callbacks, too.
Right, because that's what I remember everybody saying, like, oh my god, there's so many references.
A lot of references.
I've only watched them once, so...
As a matter of fact, one of the complaints that some of the people had is that it's too referential, that... Because it has the same beats in the beginning. You've got the kid... You know, the homeless or the orphan kid on a desert planet.
Orphan kid, right.
And then, well, I don't know, I can't even remember them all, but, you know, it strikes a lot of the same beats that the Star Wars did.
Yeah, but why are you going to complain about that?
I don't know, because here's the thing about Star Wars fanboys, is that they're impossible to please. Yeah, because on the one hand, they're like, this isn't my Star Wars, some will say.
Right.
This isn't my Star Wars.
I get that.
Yeah. Okay, yours is Star Wars. So what you're asking for is a remake of the 1977 Star Wars film.
Of your movie.
But obviously they can't do that, so why wouldn't you be happy with something that pays tribute to the original story?
I understand why everybody hates so much on the CGI versions, you know?
Oh yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But in all reality, I was still entertained. So speaking from an outsider's point of view, you Star Warser have to understand, like, there are people out there that don't really care about Star Wars. And if you can suck them in one way or another, let them. Like, let the Star Wars brains suck people in however they're going to. Because I thought the CGI was cool.
The prequels were nice to look at. They were revolutionary in terms of graphics.
Especially at the time.
They were doing stuff that nobody has done. They're not even as good today as they were in the 90s. Those Star Wars films, prequels, were exceptional, but they relied on it too heavily. There was only like half a dozen practical shots entirely. By the way, what's on your pizza?
Artichoke hearts, mushrooms, olives, basil, and garlic.
We did go to a pizza joint.
Yes.
And you got
good.
You got garlic. Well, I guess garlic is a tip. You got artichokes.
Mushrooms and olives are on pizza all the time.
Well, what I'm not hearing, Sarah, is red sauce and pepperoni or...
You are correct, my friend. I got herb butter and olive oil.
There's not even red sauce on this pizza.
There is no red sauce.
That's
no
a
red
crime.
sauce. I don't believe in red sauce when you can create this kind of masterpiece.
I've got
you killed a whole farm. That's what you got.
Pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and regular bacon. So both halves of North America are good.
You killed an American and a Canadian farm.
Right. Props to Canadians. Kalamata olives, which I've never had on a pizza before, but these are awesome. Like in a red sauce that you make with meatball sandwiches.
Those are good in Greek.
Yeah. And what else did I get? Oh, and is that it? Oh, mushrooms.
I don't remember how I discovered this pizza, but I discovered it a while ago, and it's pretty much my go-to kind of pizza.
It's fancy.
I've eaten pizza my whole, I'm a super pizza whore, so I think I burnt myself out on my...
Yeah. You can only eat so much Domino's at Pizza Hut.
Oh, God, don't even. I probably won't eat Domino's if that's what you have. Maybe I'll eat Pizza Hut if that's what you have. I I definitely won't eat Little Caesars, but I'll eat your crazy bread. And then, yeah. Do you guys have a Porky's pizza or anything like that?
No.
Porky's pizza has garlic knots. So
we have there's a mom and pop down on Newport that we go to.
Yeah.
Because I just can't do.
Mom and pop's where it's at. That's what we have. We have a Marco's pizza, and it's a mom and pop, and that they put this like garlic butter
It's
on
like
there.
Chinese food.
Yep.
Gotta go mom.
Hole in the wall.
Yeah. Mexican too, for that matter. One around the world.
Dude, the less I can pronounce the name of the restaurant, the more I want to go eat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I noticed a lot of like references to the films, and I felt
I noticed you didn't notice some of the ones that, like, a diehard would have noticed.
Probably not.
Right.
Probably not.
The little chessboard, the holographic chessboard.
I didn't.
That's from the first one.
But I did when they were looking for that cute little. What is she? What was her name? With the big eyeballs.
Oh, Maz.
Maz?
Yeah.
Is she in other films? She's adorable and I love her.
It's Lupita Nyong'o.
When they went to go look for her and they opened and you could hear like that singing.
Well, it wasn't.
I know that's not the cantina, but I've heard there's another scene where there's like a chick singing and she's singing in like the Star Wars.
Return of the Jedi. Yeah, it's the thing with the snout. It's awful.
Oh my god, I died watching that scene.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was so funny.
That's something. Oh my god, you're gonna offend like so many Star Wars fans because that's one of the things that Lucas added to Return of the Jedi after he had finished the movie, like 20 years later. And it's like it takes you out of. But I don't blame you for enjoying it because you didn't have the previous experience. But for me, it took me out of what I remember the experience being, and it was just like, ah, shut up.
I only laughed because, well, I mean, I laughed at everything. It's not that hard to make me laugh, but I just thought that it was such an entertaining scene in general.
If it had been there in the beginning, I probably
right. If you were to just take that scene and show somebody, they'd probably laugh.
Yeah.
Like just the way that she's singing in that language is so funny because she's so into it.
You know what? It's funny.
And you don't know what she's saying.
I like hearing people make rhymes out of things I don't understand.
Right.
And you felt, you kind of, your head bounced a little bit.
She was so into it. Like.
Did you notice that the music that played at Maz's place is kind of reggae? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why I was also laughing. And they panned the camera and they showed the band and the band's all.
They're all playing hookahs, basically.
That was so cute.
Every one of them. They're all like.
You know what I think why it makes me giggle? Because I was a big Sims player, and I really dug Sims language. Like, I thought that was fascinating, and my girlfriend and I would try to pick up on it and learn the word. This was before the Sims dictionary existed on the internet,
The Sims dictionary?
There's like the legit Sims dictionary.
I've never played a single hour of Sims.
Shut up.
No. I played SimCity.
Shut up.
No,
it doesn't count. Okay, put it this way. You answer the phone and go, "Come on, Snana," and that's legit hello. Like, it means
they don't speak English.
They do not speak English in The Sims. They speak Sim language. But this was years ago, and the internet wasn't popping, and it wasn't all just there in one
You
spot.
had to get a book.
And no, you had to sit there and listen and play the game enough and pick up on like, that's gotta be hello. She says it every time she answers the phone. It's gotta be hello.
That's how you play a game.
But when you would if you would argue with a Sim or the Sims would sing, sometimes you could play karaoke as a Sim, and they would sing or argue in their language, and it was so entertaining at that point, especially when you're delirious at 2 in the morning, and I think that's what it kind of brought me back to, just that silly gibberish, I don't know.
I really like that scene. Mm-hmm. The Maz scene.
Mm-hmm. I like that character.
Or the whole part.
Uh-huh.
You know who I thought that was for the longest time was Emma Thompson. Because she plays basically that same character from Harry Potter. I'm like, that's Emma Thompson, right?
Oh my god, and I love her. She's so good as her character. She nails it.
What was that when that evil lady, she's like, tell me something that's going to happen in the future. Go on. And you're like, oh my god, I feel so bad for her. Mm-hmm. What a bitch.
I like that she climbed up on the table all the way. That's my kind of
just
girl.
knocking stuff over.
That is my kind of girl, dude. I'm looking into your eyes. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, that was my kind of girl.
Speaking of which, wasn't Finn like the best?
I'm absolutely in love with Finn, Rey, Poe, BB-8. Like, pretty much every new character from this film.
Look what you just did. You just defined what's happening. Why this movie's so good.
I know.
You didn't name Han Solo. You didn't name Chewie.
No.
You didn't name Leia.
No.
Right. You named the full, because that's perfect. That means they've done their job in terms of advancing the story to the next generation.
That is what I would tell my ex and all the people that got so mad that Disney bought out Star Wars. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go. Please let it go. Like, you guys, you're too close-minded. You don't understand what Disney's going to do with it.
What are you going to do when Harrison Ford's 90?
Let it happen.
You gotta let it.
I don't know if you heard me because I said it quietly. It didn't take more than 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm sold. BB-8's my boo. Like, I completely understand why everyone won't shut up about him.
I was worried about BB-8. Yeah, I guess.
I get why people don't shut up at the parks. I get why he is everywhere. I am so proud that I sported my pin today. Like, I absolutely was sold instantly on that little guy.
He's in a way, he's kind of better than R2-D2.
I'm sorry.
I know, it's blasphemous.
I hate to feel what you guys would feel by us saying this, but I agree. R2-D2, I get it, but BB-8, that's
R2-D2's got to move on too.
BB-8 was...
Got to let him go.
In my opinion, for filmmakers to make a character and have people fall in love with this character, and it's a piece of machinery...
Right. Oh, it's all in the eyes and the head movements and all that stuff. That's poetry.
Because I remember trying to convince people that I was in love with Wally, and people didn't understand. If they hadn't seen it, they're like...
He's a lot like Wally.
They're like...
Mediator.
Yeah, they're like, wait, isn't it Wally like a little alien? And I'm like, yes, and he's amazing.
You shut up.
Right. You don't talk about Wally. Wally saves everything.
That's right.
And to this day, Wally and Eva in my heart... I remember when we watched The World of Color and they brought that, and I was like... Be brave, Sam! Be brave! Those are my people!
You know what I liked about BB-8 too is that he answered a lot of questions that a lot of us had about R2-D2 in that in the first 3 films, the original trilogy, R2-D2 is somehow able to get around all manner of terrain and situations that he shouldn't be able to. He navigated a tree, the forest planet, Endor. How the hell does R2-D2 get around Endor? And then they try to answer that by saying in the prequels that he's got those little retro rockets in his thing, which I hated. That was the dumbest shit ever.
That don't work.
R2-D2 cannot fly, you guys. He can't fly. All right. So what does BB-8 have? Well, he gets around a lot because he's got the round body, so he can navigate all kinds of terrain.
Maneuver way better.
Yeah, he's got some sort of power. I don't know how he stops himself because there's no brakes on that thing, but we'll get to that.
He's got those super dope
But yeah, he can propel.
That was amazing.
If he wanted to go up, he could probably shoot it up and pull himself up.
That was amazing.
Yeah. So all I needed was that scene to say, okay, BB-8, I get it. BB-8 can go wherever he wants now. Just show me that one time, and he can go wherever he wants.
I liked it too because, like, I mean, it's clear in the Star Wars universe, these creatures can think for themselves. Like, it's not odd to see this big woolly Wookiee next to you. But it's cool that these machines are so independent and, like, human-like, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, C-3PO and R2 definitely have personalities.
Right, and I just thought it was so cool in the very, very beginning, and Poe was like, come on, BB-8! And, like, you could tell Poe barely gave a glance to throw his voice, not to check on BB-8.
Right.
Like, he knew BB-8 was coming.
You know, that's good acting. What that is.
Right.
That's good acting, and that's another thing that we never got in any of the other movies. Was actual good acting.
Exactly.
Now I believe that he loved BB-8.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And I knew that Poe had so much faith in his little buddy. Like, he just had to throw his voice back there, like, come on, BB-8! Yep. But he wasn't like, oh my God, is my little buddy behind me?
I would be checking back.
Exactly. He knew, like, he's there. He just needs to make sure he knows where he's going. We're going to the ship, like. And then he jumped into his side, and of course, because I'm so, like, once I attach to something, I was already like, But BB-8, like, what are you doing with him? Why did you just get in?
There are mechanisms in the ship that can pull him up. He doesn't have to like shoot
Oh my god.
BB-8, get the ship. Kobe.
You know, it's a good thing that films are so consistent that there's not like a commercial, because I would have spazzed out. Like, how are you just gonna leave BB-8? Oh, he knows how to get up. The ship's pulling him up. Oh, okay, you're good, Poe. I take it back, Poe. I'm sorry.
In Star Wars, they show the little R2-D2. This claw comes out, like a.
I might have missed that.
A claw, you know, one of those things.
There was something else that I specifically remember wanting to bring up.
Did it feel different than the others in the sense of the filmmakers' art happening there?
I felt like it was like a combo. I felt like
What about the comedy? Not a lot of comedy either.
Well, I laughed the whole.
No, I mean in the other movies.
Oh, I was like, well, I laughed the whole goddamn movie. So
I loved it. There are people who didn't like the comedy. Purists that didn't like it.
I laughed that entire film. The whole film, I was laughing.
Man, it's so funny.
And
You got a boyfriend?
I dig comedy like that. That you gotta be witty yourself to keep up on how quickly it's moving and still pay attention to the story and still, you know, like, I was giggling throughout that whole freaking movie. I almost just said when blank 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 happened at the end.
We can go spoilers.
Okay, so when Han dies, I'm sorry I didn't cry, but I did get emotional, and I felt the emotion, but I immediately
got ninja. She was all up around you and behind you, just doing her thing.
Does she have an owner? Okay.
I was waiting for her to come into the scene.
I mean, it was serious for maybe about like 45 seconds. Okay, if this happens again, I'm saying something. Why do you not have an owner? Okay. They gave you about like 45 seconds of like serious tone.
Yeah.
He died.
Yeah. Takes a beat.
Yeah. Touches the face.
Yeah.
The body drops. You see it drop. And then Chewie's like, and I was already laughing again.
Love that scene.
Already laughing again.
It has to be that way.
It has to be that way. It has to be that way. And I was already back to like.
If Chewie doesn't go into a maniacal rage right there, I'm out. He has to like.
Lose it.
Yeah, and I thought it was just perfect.
I thought it was perfect. Yeah. I thought all the scenes with them were really good. Yeah. I mean, not that Harrison Ford's a bad actor, that's not what I'm trying to say, but I feel like in scenes like that, there's a good chance that actors aren't going to try as hard.
Right. Well, yeah, because sometimes you overdo it, sometimes you like get all actory like,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like bringing an actor back into a role that they're so well known for, and
30
like
years.
It could have gone badly. Could have. And I think Harrison nailed it. I think that every scene that he was in, that was Han Solo, and that was him back in his ship. And
one thing I couldn't, the physical part is I couldn't. He had a little hitch in his giddy up. You know what I mean? Like you could tell when he was trying to run through his ship, not the Millennium Falcon, but another ship. You're like, God, I hope there's anything on the floor he could trip over because it didn't look good.
I think it's good that way, that like, because you do see how, I mean, they're all age, like that's what happens. I thought it was super cool when he like first walked in and you could see like, because I'm sure that there was.
That felt real to him.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm sure that was a lot of real, legit, like, wow. Wow.
And it's different when the cameras are rolling.
Right.
Than it is just being on the set, you know, like seeing it. I'm sure you feel it, but then when the film rolls.
I'm sold. I think that was a really good movie. I think Finn's a total cutie. Finn too, but I meant to say Poe. When like Finn couldn't find him, I was so thoroughly upset. I'm like, he better not be dead.
Oh yeah, there's no way.
He better come back.
I don't, I would have liked to have seen. I think it would have been okay if they showed him like way off in the distance walking or something away. Like I didn't like they tried at least to make us think he was dead.
Right.
We all knew he wasn't.
I knew he wasn't too, but I was still just because sometimes there's that chance. Like you better not have killed him. I'm gonna be pissed if you already killed him.
There's so many scenes in the trailer that we know he's in. Dude, okay, that reminds me. There was a spot I tried to hold back when we were watching.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Oh, that was a different part. But what I want to talk about, because one of the things that I'm excited about, although I shouldn't be maybe because he's not going to direct the next one, is J.J. Abrams. And the tone and there are things that you saw in this movie that you've never seen in a Star Wars film. And that's stormtroopers as a human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you saw a lot of, I love the way they shot the stormtroopers, both in the battle scenes, but also on an individual level when there was actual, personalities happening inside the suit. The first time I saw that exchange between Kylo Ren and Finn, and he recognized that Finn wasn't shooting, and just that little, I just thought that was poetic how that was filmed.
Are we supposed to be aware of who that stormtrooper was in that scene that sees Finn and he's like, traitor!
Well,
he gets all pissed off.
I don't know if he's in the same unit, maybe.
That's
so
what
he would
I
recognize
figured.
it because they take their helmets off to have lunch.
That's why I was like,
right?
Dang, how did he know? Like, dang, a little close to Finn
like
or
that,
what?
I
liked
that.
it too. I was sort of confused. I thought I had missed something.
No.
Like, because I was like, but wait, who is that? Like,
and that's good. That's good filmmaking, by the way, because they don't try to. That's another thing that Lucas tried to do and why his films are so bloated with prequels. Because he tried to show you everything. He had to show you everything. We are bright people.
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
I get it.
Just give us a little bit and we can fill in the blanks. This is why I don't like backstories. I don't want to know what happened to Darth Vader. I like Darth Vader just the way he was.
Right.
And maybe a little bit, but I don't need to know his whole story. And that the Phantom Menace just killed it for me.
I can see that. Sometimes there's not a need. Just give me the story, let me fill in the blanks.
That's why I was glad about the sequels, because it's new. It's advancing the story as opposed to filling in the blanks. Which the next movie we're going to get this year, actually, one of the spin-offs, and it's going to be a blank filler.
Was this film leaving off with a very obvious? Here's your...
Well, my only guess is that...
do we know if there's...
Conventional wisdom suggests that Kylo Ren is going to walk Luke's path a little bit.
No, I'm asking do we know if there is another film coming?
Oh, yeah. It's already in production.
So there's another film coming.
Yeah, it's already in production.
So the end of the movie, was that the...
It's just part one. It's just part one of a new trilogy.
I just feel like I think I'm used to Marvel films. I feel like sometimes they're so... in your face. Look at what we're trying to show you for the next... Like, we get it, dude. We get it.
You know what's funny? Because
we understand.
I enjoy the Marvel movies, but you're exactly right. Like, this is just too much. It's like too much. Too many Iron Mans. There were 50 Iron Mans in the last Iron Man movie.
Right. And at the end of every film, they just so... Like, they don't want you to even second guess.
Right.
I know what the second film's going to be.
Well, not only that, but nobody ever stays dead in those movies either.
Right.
They lifted a whole city off the ground and dropped it at the end. Anyway, I think that...
But sometimes I feel like they're too dramatic at the end of films because they're trying to give the audience that, like, teaser to hold you over, but this one wasn't...
I don't think there's any doubt.
I didn't feel like this ending was, like...
No, it was, and it's not over. You know what's funny? It almost ended like a second part with it. Because we kind of know it's coming. Maybe just because we know it's coming, that's the way it felt. But like Star Wars, you thought that, okay, that's it. Rebels won. We killed the Death Star. Yeah, let's go home. High five. It's like, we did it. Oh wait, we gotta do it again?
Speaking of high five, that couple was killing me in the movie theater.
The one that was standing up.
I was both of them. This one and that one.
The one guy was cheering the whole time. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? It was such a small theater. There was only like what 10 people in this showing.
Honestly, that is my favorite way to watch a movie.
Oh no.
Favorite.
You should have been there opening night, honestly.
Because I get too mad if the chaos, if I can't hear part of the film because the chaos is still so excited.
You would have missed some things.
Exactly.
There was a lot of cheering and clapping.
That pisses me off when I get that part though, because by all means, as geeky as you're gonna hate me for, I was in a fully packed theater for the last Twilight film, the very last one that they had put out. Just because I wanted to hear the reactions. I wanted to hear the reactions and hear people, and it's fun.
That's the way you watch a horror movie, by the way. In a packed theater.
That's what I mean. I get that part. That's fun. But with this film, I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want distracting people around me. I wanted to be able to just focus on the movie and enjoy myself. Yeah. And I hate if I can't giggle because there's always people like.
Yeah. So you had the one couple standing.
Right.
I think if it had been deemed socially acceptable for them to stand through the whole movie, they would have.
They would have. What was that? That was so weird.
That's weird.
The preview or the what is the end? The credits.
They didn't sit down. They didn't sit down. They sat down before you came back in the restroom. But yeah, the movie was just about to roll. And the one lady was like, his wife, I guess. She kept it like, baby, we need to sit down. She's like, she's doing the kind of half sit motion, but the other guy wasn't doing it, and she's like, now, okay. So you know the dude is driving that whole thing.
And then the credits didn't even a word hadn't even shown.
Yep. That was really disconcerting.
Instantly, I was like, oh, all right.
You know what's funny? I'm like, I didn't want to say anything, but because you chose the row right behind it, I'm like, Sarah, are you sure you want to sit behind the frickin' standers? Okay. I don't know if that's cool.
Well, in case you didn't notice, I specifically stopped like a seat or two.
You don't know. You don't know. There could be more standers coming. There could be a whole league of standers. We got to be prepared, because then you have to get up and walk back, and that's all. Look at us. We're moving because of you assholes. Okay.
I just picked a couple of.
I know that one dude. You know what's funny? That was honest too, because that wasn't. Sometimes when people cheer, it's because he was by himself.
No, he was so involved. Because I am not like, it's not like I counted, but I have to say there was at least 10 scenes that he would. And then he would.
When it's a quiet theater, usually.
And then another scene.
God bless that dude.
God bless him. It's just so cute. Like, I'm pretty sure they had already seen it, because he seemed to already know when he was going to be clapping. Like, and I don't.
Clapper?
Yeah.
Clapper didn't know.
No? That was his first time watching it?
No.
It seemed like he was just still so into it. Like,
there were moments, excuse me, when the issue was in doubt, or whatever, and you could see he's like, you know.
Bless your heart. I guarantee he's at home tonight. Oh.
Yep. That was a hell of a ride, baby.
Man, babe, did you see how close we got? Like, so many times, man. And we won.
Well, it's not over yet, though.
Because he was cheering for the good guys, wasn't he?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He was the resistance, la resistance.
That part was so funny. Finn was like,
oh yeah.
Yes, this is what a warrior looks. Some of us.
Resistance,
some of us look like this.
I'm resistance. I'm in the resistance. Yes, resistance. I am. Yes, resistance. That's me. I'm in it. This is how we look. I look like one, don't I? I do. Yes, don't I?
Oh, you're from this area? Yes. Tustin? I'm Tustin all the way.
Tustinite.
I was born in Tustin, where I grew up.
Tustin.
My first words were Tustin. That was cute. Yeah, Finn was a cutie the whole movie. And I get why Ray is very, like, everybody's all into her right now.
Well, okay, let me ask you this. Do you believe she's related to anybody?
Yes.
What do you think?
I don't know, but it's driving me nuts. She's got to be related to somebody.
Well,
Or are they just giving us that to mess with our heads?
I think she's Luke's daughter.
That's what I think. That's exactly what I think.
Because the lightsaber.
At the very end, I was having to go in my brain and still pay attention and go, okay. Han, Leia.
Yeah, they got.
I had to like rack in my brain and like see who's left without a kid, and I was like,
actually, Han and Leia have a couple of kids, I think. We just don't know about it yet.
Yeah, see,
in the extended universe,
I wouldn't know any of
kids.
that anyways. Yeah.
But there are suggestions that that Han had a child with somebody else. Because he's a player.
Right.
Han's a total player.
Well, I mean, also by the end of the film, to me, it was making it clear that it's not like they spent too much time together throughout their entire relationship. However long it lasted.
She was taken, or her parents were taken from her, and I don't see Han as being in a situation like that. Like, I can't get the Han thing. Now, they did say one thing that's kind of making me second guess that a little bit, but they did say, Kylo Ren says to her that Han was like a father she never had. And that's not, I don't know if that's a throwaway line or what, but for those who are saying that it's possibly Han's daughter and that her mother that we don't know was force sensitive, because that's why everybody thinks it's Luke, because the lightsaber called to her and she's highly force sensitive. I mean, she's freaking force all up in her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That part was so dope. I was so excited for her.
The way
so excited
she
for
came
her.
into her Jedi powers like that.
And good for her for not giving up. Like, it didn't work, and she was like...
You could see the pushback. And it turned and was like, oh crap, she's reading his.
Oh my god, that part.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was like, and then he's like, no.
I picked up on that real quick, and I was like, ooh, she's getting you. She's getting you.
The music cues you. You could feel like a reversal in the music. Yeah,
Once
that was
again,
really
great
cool.
acting.
Yeah.
Great acting.
Yeah, so
I could totally, because like, I don't know. I feel like this is definitely one of those films that they're not saying much, so you better be picking up on it. Like, and I, without having to look over and be like, she just read his mind, right? She just flipped it on him, right? I pretty much knew, like, no, dude, that's what just happened.
I love the
she
scene
just took control.
She says, and you're going to drop your gun. And I'm going to drop my gun. That's so cool.
I liked it because she almost seemed to like, is this going to work? Like, you could tell she knew once she got it.
The first time was kind of like, I'm just going to try it. Like we all do in bed at night when we want to turn off the TV.
Right.
And we're like,
I'm just going to go for it.
Just going to go for it. Put it out there. If you're listening for us.
But I feel like the gun was like a, I'm going to try that one too. And the gun? All right. And the gun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. I have no problem with how quickly she came into her abilities, because we know, we don't know it. It's generally believed that she was one of the kids that Luke was training, and that's when she got separated.
That makes sense.
So she was already known to be force sensitive. Then something happened.
Right.
The Knights of Ren come and disrupt all that. The academy, the Jedi Academy.
Right.
The question is she related to Luke or Harrison Ford? Some have even suggested that Obi-Wan was her grandfather, which I don't. I
mean, that's a pretty far stretch because I don't know who Obi-Wan was ever in love with. Like,
Obi-Wan never played.
Right.
Obi-Wan was a pure Jedi.
Right.
He was kind of a bad Jedi in terms of he trained Anakin. Thanks for that, Obi-Wan. But he never deviated from the code. And because Jedi aren't supposed to mate, as it were. So if it's Luke, but I can see Luke deviating from the code because he's new to the Force, and the Jedi way isn't as pervasive to his generation.
Because it would have been a verse.
They're not as steeped into it. The Obi-Wan, whereas Obi-Wan, it's like all Jedi this, Jedi that.
That's all he knows.
So yeah, I could see Luke kind of, turning one out here and there.
I definitely think she was related. I just, you just felt it in the movie.
What about, did you see anything between them at the end when they're on the cliff and she hands him the lightsaber? Did you?
I was waiting. I thought it was going to fly out of her hand and in his
That's what a lot of people were saying. Like, I would have freaked out if it went swoop into Luke's hand.
That's exactly what I was waiting for, and it didn't happen, and I was like...
I think he's hesitant. He doesn't necessarily want that lightsaber. He's there on that island for a reason, to stay away.
True that.
Right? He wants to stay away, but the time has come where he's needed again. Because there are no more Jedi, so, you know, it's just him in the dark side.
I mean, it was a very poetic scene, that's for sure. Like, how far back the camera was going to kind of show you how secluded he was, like, and how far she had to travel to go find him. So then you would assume that that's thoughts Luke's going to be having at the moment. Like, wow, this chick traveled pretty far.
Well, he's got to know she's coming, too.
Right.
Right? The whole Force Jedi thing.
I mean, and he was kind of chilling for a second, and then he just decided to turn around. It's not like she spoke to him or anything.
Well, he doesn't. No noise needed.
Right. No. He just decided, like, all right, she's here. I'll turn around now.
Well, yeah, it's got to be intentional. The whole thing with R2-D2 and the map inside R2-D2, that was all Luke's thing. When the hand comes up on R2-D2, I think that's the point where he gives R2-D2 the chip or whatever that says where he's at or where he's going.
I just thought it was so cute how, like, I don't know, BB-8 was so loyal the whole movie. Like, when he saw his jacket, he was so pissed. Oh, he was pissed.
He was pissed.
And then when he was, like, hiding behind Han, when they were like, a droid that looks just like that, he was like...
What about when Finn was trying to convince him to tell him what the base is? He's like, I don't know, what do I do? What do I do?
That was so cute.
Like, come on, man. Tell him what the base is. Tell him.
That was so cute.
And then he did your thing again. He's like, yeah, that's the place.
Yeah,
that's the place.
Yeah, that one, yeah. And then BB-8 was off with his little flame. Oh my god. I think I need a BB-8 now. Not the.
Mike has like 4.
I was gonna say not the $800 BB-8, but
there's some over $100 for some of them I've seen too.
Just one, something that's BB-8.
Super cup maybe?
Yeah, something.
Tomorrowland, straw in it.
Just something, because he was just too precious. Yeah, I think I'm sold.
Alright. So,
and I'm glad I watched the film. I would have been mad at myself.
Dude, you can't see that movie without seeing the other 6.
My girlfriend in the Bay Area, she sends me a snap the other night. She's like, you can tell she's like running, hiding to snap me, and she's like, oh, my friends are making me see Star Wars right now, and I've never seen a single movie. She's like, I'm gonna be so confused.
Wait, Force Awakens, you mean? Oh my god.
She went with all her
they don't know
friends.
she hasn't seen it?
All the friends are like, come on, you're coming, and she's like,
alright.
okay.
I wonder if she liked it, did she say?
I think she liked it, yeah, I think she enjoyed it, but it was just, we were both laughing because she knew I'd enjoy it with her, how she was like, I don't know what's gonna go on, I'm not gonna know anything.
Because they don't really go into a lot of, here's what happened in the other movie.
No.
This is where we're at, let's go.
That's why I'm saying, like, if I hadn't seen the other films, especially so recently, like I wanted, that's why I wanted to do it, I would have been like...
Yeah. That would be hard. I don't know how people can do that, but I guess...
I mean, because I have only seen all the films only once, and I still am so into it already, yeah, I'm sure it's still gonna, like, suck people in that haven't seen any of the films, but... It was a lot easier to watch knowing.
Yeah.
I know who that is.
It helps.
I know why Leia's pissed to see Han.
It adds gravitas to a lot of the scenes.
Right.
You understand why, they feel certain
Speaking
ways.
of, when Han went down and then it goes straight to Leia, I was like, why you gotta do that?
Well, Leia is more sensitive.
Why you gotta, like, tug on the heartstrings right then and there? That was sad. You could just tell she was like...
Han's dead. Did you notice that Chewie walked right past him? At the end? After Han died, they go back to wherever the base is, Resistance, and they show Leia coming at the camera towards the Millennium Falcon because she knows they're back. And you see Chewie, like, he's like in the third of the frame, so you don't see his whole body, and they just...
Why did they pass?
I don't know, because she was going for Rey. But why wouldn't Chewie stop? he's got a closer relationship with Princess Leia than Rey does.
I think because I felt a lot from that scene of Rey and Leia connecting over Han's death, so I think it would have taken away from that if they had acknowledged any sort of Chewie saying something to Leia. Because like they didn't say a freaking word to each other, and you could just tell that they were like, our man, like your man, my man, our man, like, and they just hugged, and it was like, oh crap, oh god, here it comes, like, and then yeah, I felt a lot of emotion in that scene, and I was feeling everything without anything having to be said, so I think it just would have taken away from that.
Yeah, maybe so.
That scene spoke to me.
Plus, he can't speak.
Yeah, so what's he gonna?
Well, they didn't say anything either, but I guess maybe a Wookiee can't. Well, I don't know, because he was Chewie was doing a lot of.
I felt he communicated a lot in this film.
Communicated a lot, especially when he was making fun of Han.
And I feel like in the first films, not the prequels.
He's not. Well, he is a little bit in the third.
He communicates or whatever, but isn't there like scenes where they're like, what? Like they can't even understand him or anything? Like.
Well, some people.
If he gets too excited, can't they not understand or something? Like.
Luke didn't. No, I don't remember that. No, it was okay. There wasn't a lot of that. Yeah, I mean, only Han really can speak Wookiee. Right. But for the most part, like Luke and Leia could understand him a little bit because he could kind of get the idea. I'm just like we
get it. Yeah.
If we get it, then they must, right? You know?
Yeah.
With the whole, yeah. That when he was like, I'm gonna talk my way out of it. He's like, what?
That was so. Yes, I do. Every time I talk my way out.
That's true though, because he's still alive, right? They're still alive, which means he's doing okay.
Oh, I thought those scenes were funny. Those back and forth scenes, and those other those like gangs that tried to come in. Yeah, those were funny.
All right, are you full?
Yeah, I'll probably take this home.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go get a couple boxes. I'll bring this home to the boys, see if he wants it. All right. Let's do this.
Good.
Peace out, Fresh Bake.
Fresh Bake.
We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out our Secrets in History videos, or maybe our ride-throughs, or you can just watch all of our weekly trip reports and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. It truly is the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Oh, and don't forget, you can support Fresh Bake through our Patreon campaign, link below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Fresh Bake!